thank you all for being here to listen to my speech. I'll be talking about personal protective equipment in the construction industry. According to the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, commonly known as OSHA, in 2018 there were 1,008 fatalities in the construction industry and are roughly 150,000 workplace incidents each year. A lot of these workplace injuries could have been prevented with the proper use of personal protective equipment. While there are many kinds of personal protective equipment, there are three specific types of personal protective equipment I'll be talking about today: hard hats, safety glasses, and personal fall arrest systems. Most of the PPE a construction worker wears are required by OSHA depending on the type of work being done. Different types of PPE may not be required in all situations. For example, if work is being done on a project that has a hazard of something falling, the worker must wear a hard hat. If a carpenter is doing finished work in a building, hanging cabinets, putting on trim, etc., a hard hat is not required. However, on most commercial and heavy highway job sites, hazardous situations are present. These situations include when work is being done above you, with or around cranes, or if there's a risk of something falling and hitting you. Though hard hats can be uncomfortable, especially in the summer when it is hot and humid, it is a very simple thing that could potentially save your life. In 2014, a worker dropped a tape measure off the 50th floor of a building in New York. The 1 pound tape measure was falling at roughly 140 miles an hour when it ricocheted off a piece of steel and struck a worker in the head. Doctors said had the other worker been wearing a hard hat, his chances of survival would have increased immensely. Some workers might think this story is irrelevant because they do not work in high-rise buildings. However, hard hat manufacturer MSA says a 1 pound bolt falling from a 30-foot level has an impact force of about 3,000 pounds. Not only is it important to wear your hard hat, it's also important to have the correct hard hat. Hard hats should be constructed of a high-density polyurethane like the one shown here. Hard hats should not be constructed of a metal bowl because it puts the worker at risk of shock. The headgear and hard hat should be tight to the head, but not so tight that it cuts off circulation and is uncomfortable. Most manufacturers recommend replacing hard hat every 2 to 5 years and replacing the headgear once a year. The second PPE I'll be talking about is eye protection. OSHA requires eye protection when workers are exposed to hazards such as molten metal, chemicals, acids, sparks, or potentially dangerous light. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, 20,000 eye injuries occur each year. OSHA states annually on average $300 million is lost in productivity, treatment, and workers' compensation from eye injuries. Foreign objects and chemicals are not the only threat to your eyes. Overexposure from UV sun rays can have serious long-term effects on your eyes. These long-term effects include cataracts and different types of eye cancer. Though not required by OSHA, tinted safety glasses are recommended for anyone working outside all day. This is a common type of safety glasses used in the construction industry. As you can see, it has tinted lenses for anyone working outside in the summer. And the final PPE I'll be talking about is the personal fall arrest system. Falling is one of the most common causes of injuries and deaths in the construction industry. OSHA requires a personal fall arrest system if a worker is more than 6 feet off the ground without the assistance of a handrail. There are three main components of a personal fall arrest system. These include the harness, lanyard, and anchor point. These are all crucial to the works of the PFAS. This equipment must be inspected at least once a year or to the manufacturer's requirements. It is now required to use a full body harness, as the one shown here, opposed to the old safety belt harnesses used in the past. The full body harness is much better and will not allow the worker to slip out from a potential fall. The second part of the system is the lanyard. Every lanyard and cable must be capable of holding 18,000 pounds. This is because a shock load of a 300-pound worker can be up to 18,000 pounds.
18,000 or 1,800?
1,800.
Okay. Thank you.
This is a 6-foot lanyard with a 3-foot shock absorber. The shock absorber will activate when a worker falls. Once the shock absorber has activated, the lanyard is then compromised and must be turned in to the manufacturer to be recertified or must be thrown away. The final part of the PFAS is the anchor. Just like the lanyard, the anchor must be able to withstand 1,800 pounds per person. If more than one person is attached to the anchor, it needs to hold all of the workers. For example, if 3 people are connected to the same anchor, the anchor then has to be able to withstand 5,400 pounds. We all know construction sites can be extremely dangerous with 150,000 injuries a year, but there are ways to prevent injuries and keep workers safe. Many regulations are put in place by OSHA to keep people safe, personal protective equipment being one of them. If personal protective equipment are certified and used properly, the job site can become a much safer place.
That it?